Hey everybody, welcome back for another video game review. Um, I'm not spinning the wheel this time because I'm reviewing the game that I'm currently playing, and that is Hollow Knight. As the more astute of you will have noticed, both by the video description and by the fact that you are watching me play Hollow Knight right now. Just know this, I've made a lot of progress since I recorded this video footage because I keep playing this game a whole bunch because it's super fun and because it's super great. So I am not going to be the first person to tell you that Hollow Knight is a great game, but let me just, you know, start way back before the beginning to let you know where I'm coming from in terms of this style of game. I cut my teeth on the earliest of Metroidvanias. That means the Super Metroid, and that means the Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The latter of which, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, is one of my favorite games of all time. I own 2 copies of it, interestingly enough. One of which is the original Black Label, and the other is the Greatest Hits version. So yeah, I'm good on Symphony of the Nights. I've got them. So yes, I love the game. I've played it to death. Same with Super Metroid. I've beaten both games multiple times over, and have been playing them since they came out. So, yeah, I go way back with this style of gameplay, and I've always loved it because the beauty of a Metroidvania is that it rewards a good memory and it rewards exploration. And so, just remembering little details of like, oh, the ground under my feet seemed a little crumbly in this area. So when I get a down dash move, then I'm going to use it on this. Just remembering little details like that as you make your way through a game like this, just invaluable. And because that's one of the ways that I love to play games, these type of games are just suited naturally to what I like to be doing. So, Hollow Knight is a beautiful example of a Metroidvania. Here's how beautiful it is. It's all bugs. This is all insects. And I freaking hate insects. Like, if all insect life on Earth died, I would not be sad. Except for the lizards. I would be like, oh, lizards, we gotta find you something else to eat. Yeah, literally, I do not like insects of any sort. And so for me to enjoy a game like this that is entirely based in insects, it says something about the game itself. And what it says is that, I mean, just look at it. This is such a unique art style, such a gothic environmental feel. And when I say gothic, I mean in the original sense of the term, like things which once were great and glorious, which are now run down, drabby, and sad. you know that is the exact feel of this game. And there is so much lore in this game. Arguably, there is more lore in this game than there is in Super Metroid and in Castlevania Symphony of the Night combined. And those are 2 games that I love and respect very much, both of which on my list of favorite games of all time. And so for me to say that, like, oh, the lore in this game is deeper, yeah, it's much respect to this game. There is a ton of lore. But the beauty of it, if you've been following this channel for a while, one of the things that I'm always harping on is I hate it when a game forces you to like read its encyclopedia before you can even get into the gameplay. You know, I don't love reading tons and tons and tons of text. The beauty of a well-designed game is that it will give you the pieces that you need when you need them. As you discover them, it will unfold over time, bit by bit, piece by piece. And that is what happens here. You know, you just keep finding things. You know, I found several things today. I finally got the ability where I can swim in acid, and now I have to backtrack to all the places that were impassable before because of acid. And rather than feeling like, oh boy, I gotta backtrack through all that, no, it's exciting. It's exciting because places that I've been in the game like 10, 15 times already are now new because I have an ability that I did not have before. And so that is the beauty of a well-designed Metroidvania. And if you ever play this game, you will see the level design is impeccable. It does that thing where it's like, oh, we're going to make you feel like you can almost reach this ledge, but you can't until you unlock X power or Y power. You know, there's always new things to find, always new things to unlock. And the other beauty of this game is that rather than feeling super linear, it really doesn't. It feels like you have a tremendous amount of choice in where you go and what you do, except for the interesting thing is that as I've been exploring freely, and then, you know, anytime I get stuck, I'm like, okay, let's look at a walkthrough, let's look at a guide, let's find out where I'm supposed to go next. And I keep finding like, now I'm doing this in the exact order that all of the guides tell me to do it in, not because I'm particularly special in the way that I approach the game. It's because it's so well designed. It guides you through the gameplay without ever feeling like it's laying a heavy hand on the steering wheel. You know what I mean? Because there are those games that are so doggone linear that you have no choice in where to go and what to do, and it just feels terrible and boring. And so it really is a trick of the game to get your brain to think that you have a significant power of choice when in fact, like, a lot of the things that you are going to do and a lot of the places that you're going to pass through are predetermined by the immaculate level design. And that's what this game has. Immaculate level design, a gorgeous environmental feel, deep lore in an interesting world, and it's just absolutely, absolutely unique in the world of Metroidvanias. Look, I've played a lot of Metroidvanias, and I've played more than a few on this channel. And there are ones that I'm like, oh, this is a really good Metroidvania. You know, you should play this. You should understand it. You should get a sense for it. You know, something like Dreaming Sarah, for instance. You know, a game that I feel needs a little bit more love. But you know what? Dreaming Sarah does not have the depth that this game has. You know, there's a certain unmistakable stamp of quality on this game that just says, you know, people who care a lot, people who invested a significant amount of time and energy into making every little thing just right in this game. It's evident in every single corner of the game. There is no place you can go. There is nothing you can do that is not immaculately, impeccably designed. And that's what you need in a really good Metroidvania. And that is why this is one of the very best Metroidvanias ever made. Absolutely, hands down. I'm not the first person to tell you this, because this game came out in 2017 and we are all anxiously awaiting the sequel. Right now, like, I've picked it up a few times in the past and made, mild progress. This is the first time that I've sat down and have been like, okay, I need to beat this game. And the reason I need to beat it is because I want to absorb it. I want to take it in. I want to have this be a part of my gaming story. But also, I want to be ready when the next one comes, because the expectations could not possibly be higher, and yet, based in everything that I've seen of this game, I absolutely trust that the developer will deliver 100%. Anyway, it's beautiful and a remarkable game. Just every little facet of it is exactly correct. I love how, you think what the powers are going to be that are going to get you from point A to point B. They are not always what you think. And so traversing your way through the world and unlocking those powers, it's really, really fascinating, because you think, based in all of the Metroidvanias that I have played, including, just think of the games in the Metroid and Castlevania series alone and the various power-ups that you collect in those games. It is so impressive that Hollow Knight is still inventing new tricks in the genre, and I just have to tip my cap to them. Anyway, let me put a final score on it, which you will not be surprised about, but I'm telling you, you have probably been told before. I cannot be the first person who's told you this. If you have not played this game yet, please give it a shot, especially now when it's on sale. Okay, final score-wise for the Hollow Knight, we are going a 10 out of a possible 10 Metroidvanias. And yes, I am aware that I have gotten on my own case about how often I'm like, no, the game cannot be improved in any way. It's perfect. Yeah, if you look at my spreadsheet and look at all the 100%s, roughly half of those should not be 100%. Probably more. This one absolutely should be. Hands down, no question, 100% is. So, yeah, it is real good, and you should play it if you haven't. If you have played it, then you probably already agree with me. So, anyway, people, thanks for being here for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.